Most people don't realize this, but they are not living for truth. They are living for response. A like, a compliment, agreement, approval. At first, this feels harmless. After all, humans are social beings. We are wired to belong. But slowly, something changes. You stop asking, "Is this honest?" and start asking, "Will this be accepted?" And the shift changes everything. Look at how early this begins. As children, approval equals safety. Good behavior is rewarded. Disagreement is discouraged. Love feels conditional. So the nervous system learns a rule. To be accepted, don't disrupt. Years later, the rule still runs quietly. You soften your opinions. You avoid uncomfortable truths. You agree when you don't mean it, not because you are weak, but because the body remembers exclusion as danger. Approval addiction is not vanity, it is fear of disconnection. Now look at how this plays out in daily life. People say yes when they want to say no. They laugh at jokes they don't find funny. They hide parts of themselves. They are not fake, they are protective. But protection has a cost. Every time you betray your truth for approval, self-trust weakens. And without self-trust, confidence becomes unstable. Now look at relationships. Many relationships survive on approval, not honesty. People avoid difficult conversations to maintain harmony. They suppress needs to avoid rejection. Over time, resentment builds not because the other person is wrong, but because you abandoned yourself repeatedly. Now look at work and careers. People chase validation instead of meaning. They work harder for praise, not because the work matters. They fear being misunderstood. They fear disappointing others. So they perform. And performance without authenticity leads to burnout. Now look at social media. Approval addiction is amplified brutally. You don't just share anymore. You calculate. What will get engagement? What will be liked? What will be applauded? Content becomes curated identity. The danger is subtle. You start mistaking applause for alignment. But applause fades. Alignment sustains. Now look at money and success. People choose paths that look respectable instead of ones that feel right. They chase status instead of satisfaction. Because approval feels safer than uncertainty. But approval never fills the gap that self-betrayal creates. Here is the deeper truth. Approval addiction is exhausting because it puts your worth in other people's hands. And other people are inconsistent. One day they praise you, another day they ignore you. So your emotional state becomes unstable. This is why some people feel anxious even when they are doing everything right. Their nervous system is waiting for permission to relax. Awareness plays a quiet but powerful role here. It notices the moment you edit yourself before speaking, the moment you check reactions before checking alignment, the moment you abandon truth for acceptance. Not to judge, not to rebel, just to see. When you see it clearly, a new option appears. You can still be respectful without being false. You can still belong without disappearing. You can still listen without erasing yourself. The goal is not to reject approval. The goal is to stop depending on it. When approval becomes optional, freedom returns. You don't become harsh, you become honest. And honesty, surprisingly, creates deeper connection than performance ever could.